What's going on, you guys? Silver here, and welcome back to Do Dem Jumps. If you remember in the last episode, we completed Wooded Kingdom. I taught you guys the beginner route and the intermediate route, and today we're going to be moving on to Cloud Kingdom and Lost Kingdom. So, let's go ahead and get started. Here we are in Cloud Kingdom, and I'm only going to go over one thing here. I would go over the quick cycles, but Tamji has a really great tutorial on fast hats. I will link that in the description. But the only thing I'm going to go over is how I get up to the fight. And the only reason I'm going to do this is because I see some people like floundering about, like beginners specifically, and there's a really easy way, consistent way that I do it. It's not the fastest, but it's not very hard if you know how to buffer spin throws, which I'll teach you how to do. So, I hold forward the whole time I'm doing this, but here's what it looks like, and I'll explain how I do it afterwards. It's not hard at all. So, the reason I do that spin throw is to hit the first cloud. And the way that you buffer a spin throw is, well, I see some people asking me like how to do spin throws, and this is like the throw that I get misinputs on the least with the way that I do it. So I guess I can show you how to do it. So what I do is I hold the controller flat like this, and then you just, to quote Chaos Pringle, drive the bus. It's like a really powerful flicking motion, but it's like, because it's all in the wrist, it's not very hard to do fast. It's not working right now because the controller's not flat, by the way. But this is what it looks like. You're just going to do this like under the desk or on your lap or wherever you're holding the controller. So what I see other people do is I see people like do spin throws like this, and it's a lot more work. Like, you can do it, but it's more natural to just flick the controller a little bit, because like if you do it the other way, you have to like re-grip the entire controller when you do it. Like, I have to shake my entire body to do it that way, and there's just no reason to. It works, but there's just no reason to do it that way when you can just barely flick the controller like that. So yeah, if you know how to do a spin throw, then you can buffer a spin throw really easily by diving, and then just before you hit the ground, just flick the stick. And if you're holding forward, it should work every time. So yeah, I'm gonna go into the Odyssey to reload the clouds. Bam. So, again, dive, spin throw, jump, dive, long jump, cap throw, dive, dive. When I land here, if you're afraid you're not gonna clear it, what you can do is you can roll a bit before long jumping. Okay. You can just kind of do it. It's not very hard. Like, I barely cleared that, but I'll clear it every time. But if you're afraid of it, you can roll a bit and then long jump. Like, look at how much room you have here, though. Like, look at that. You have a bunch of room. You have a lot of room. So, you can roll a bit before long jumping. There's not really any reason to, though, because you should just be able to, like look at this. See, I landed here, and I still had room to spare. Like, you have room. You're good. So Lost Kingdom has a couple of things that I want to go over. The biggest one is Meme Tree, because I see people like flounder about with this trick, and you know, like, you don't have to do it the way the top runners do it. If you can land on top of the tree, all you gotta do is stand here, throw Cappy, and then walk into him, and you'll get a vault every single time. So when I said here, I meant on this second indent on the tree. This is the old visual cue that I used to use. This second indent on the tree. Throw Cappy, walk into him, cap through, just be careful, you'll get it every time. You won't get any scuff on the tree, just get up onto the tree, stand on that second indent, and then throw Cappy. It's a bit slow, but it's really not that hard, you know. Just get up on the tree, stand on the second indent, throw Cappy. There you go. It'll work every time. Until you learn the big boy strat of doing Meme Tree anyway. Being the cap return jump method. The next thing I want to go over is the movement after this moon. I have the game paused right now because I'm on a cycle with the propellers and I want to catch it. So I've seen people do a couple of things. Don't do the crazy spin, throw, roll, cancel you see people like Mitch do. Like, that's absurdly hard to do. I don't do that. All you gotta do, you can like jump, dive, long jump, whatever, but if you cap, throw, dive here, you'll land directly in this spot, like every time. So I guess like for intermediate people, if you jump dive here, long jump, cap return jump, whatever, as long as when you jump off this platform, you do a cap throw dive, you'll land in the middle of that like every time. So I guess just do whatever works, depending on where you are. Like after you get this moon and you're in the air, you could do things out of that, but if you do a cap throw dive off that, you'll land in the spot every time. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention is with this moon, when you are in its hitbox before it spawns, if you throw Cappy, while you're grabbing the moon, if you hold forward as soon as the moon animation ends, wait for Mario to turn around, then dive, you'll get a cap return jump every time. So like, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do when there's no moon cutscene. Give me a moment. Okay, so I'm back. This is kind of hard to do when there's no moon cutscene, so I don't know how many times it'll take me, but. You ground pound, throw Cappy, you'll get a cap return jump like every time, and then you can go right to this moon. And that's not very hard, so I do suggest learning that. So the last thing I'm going to go over is the movement to the moon under the bridge. I see people do a couple of things that seem a bit unnecessary, but there's some pretty difficult ways to get the moon. But what I'm going to go over is just how I do it, which is you dive here, and then instead of buffering a spin pound, you can dive, then long jump, center the camera while you're in the air, jump once, long jump, cap throw, into the moon, just like that. I tried to get a poison warp. But if you have Cappy, or Cappy is like really close to you when you get the moon, you can get that without dying, like every time. So again, after getting the moon, dive, long jump, center camera, jump once, long jump, cap throw, dive, moon. Every time. When you get the moon, your cap throw is replenished, so yeah, that should about do it for Do Dem Jumps episode 4. That was Lost Kingdom and Cloud Kingdom. I know this was shorter than the last video. There was less to go over. If I went over fast hats, it would have been longer. I suck. I think the things that I went over are some pretty good pointers for people who struggle with those things. Lost Kingdom is a huge point of struggle for people who are new to the game, so I wanted to go over a couple of things that I figured you guys would struggle with. If you like videos like this and you want to see me play Super Mario Odyssey more, I stream on Twitch. I'll leave the link to that in the description and also in the comments. I also have my own Discord. If you want to join that, come and hang out. Get to meet some people, get to meet me, get to know me, I guess. Yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I will see all of you in the next video.